Hello, hello, hello. This is Jim Lowenster. I'm the host of the eXponential Files. We do this every week. Larry Loffer is my co-host, and he is here too. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing excellent. It's nice to see Evan actually showing up on the show.
Yeah, and we have Haleigh Booth today from Kentucky. Haley's an icon agent with the XP, and going to have a little chat. So, Haleigh, tell us how many years you've been in the business, where you started, where you are now, and what do you think about the business and where you are now?
Yeah, so I started let's see, back in, I think it's almost been 7 years now, and I started at Keller Williams, and I really enjoyed it for a while. I started out on a team, and it was just me and my friend, and she had just started a new team, and I was kind of trying to help her out and also try to figure out the beginning of the business, because it can be so hard for new agents. So, I started out and it was okay. And I quickly realized that I needed to do more for myself and my family. So that is when I found EXP and joined EXP pretty quickly after I heard about the business model and all the tools and everything that you can utilize with the XP. And then I switched in March of 2020. I went straight into being a solo agent. I was extremely nervous. I always say luckily I joined right before the pandemic hit, like actually hit, and everybody, because I'm like, I don't know if I would have made the jump, because I was already so nervous about moving from a team to a solo agent. So once I did,
but let me interrupt for just 1 second.
Yeah.
So you're on a team. Keller Williams' business model is quite different. It's franchises, it's physical offices, it's desks and chairs, and EXP is this global virtual reality business model, et cetera, et cetera. I guess you're saying you're not sure if you would have done it if it was after the pandemic, but wouldn't that even make more sense because you don't go to the office during a pandemic?
Oh, it definitely made more sense. But my thing was, I think that just caused so much chaos of uncertainty, and there were so many rumors swirling about what the market was going to do. And I mean, let's see, I was probably about 2.5 years in at this point, 18. So, I mean, still fairly new agent. And so the idea of just leaving a team where I had somewhat of a support, like with leads and everything, and going out on my own, I just feel like I was thinking of the uncertainty of the market, not the benefits that EXP had. So once I actually switched and the pandemic was there and it was happening, it was actually very beneficial, because EXP, we do all our meetings in the world virtually. And I feel like one of the only brokerages that could still meet and like collaborate. Obviously there's Zoom calls and Zoom meetings that you can do, but just to be able to still like be in the world and communicate with people, it was amazing. So that was when I definitely knew this was a good move.
And let's give the audience who might not know, an icon agent is an agent who caps and then caps again. And
Yes.
That's significant. That means that you hit the ground running and you sold a lot of homes. So let me ask you, you have a series of habits that you've already incorporated. They may have come from your other job or from Keller or something. What is your average day, and how has that translated in selling so many properties?
Yeah, so for me, I know that everybody does it differently. I know that some people have a very strict schedule of, as soon as they get up in the morning, this is what I kind of do. For me, I more so want to make sure I connect with people every single day. So mine is not such a set schedule, as in I'm going to time block. I need to be better about time blocking, but my thing is I want to make sure I'm connecting with at least 10 people a day. So whether that be through a text message, calling my past clients, reaching out to for sale by owners, going through my Facebook messages, sharing a live video, because I pretty much built my solo business on Facebook live videos and being able to connect with people through online. So my daily thing is just to make sure that I am present, that I'm staying top of mind, and that I'm never taking a day off as far as posting something on my story or connecting with people in some way.
So I research everybody before they come on as a guest, and I did look at your LinkedIn. I looked at your Instagram. I personally am not using Facebook as much, and I didn't look at your Facebook. Now I'm upset about that. I should have, since
Well,
that's your main platform.
yeah. So for real estate, Facebook is really my main platform. I have like a huge social media following, as far as we do a lot of family content on TikTok and Instagram. So my thing has always been, especially when I do these trainings for other agents, is just being relatable, a relatable person, and not constantly posting about real estate. So if you look at my Instagram, you're not going to see a lot of real estate, but you're going to click on my link and you're going to see that I'm a top agent in Kentucky. You know, I share on my stories that I'm a real estate agent. I share homes for sale. I share my listings. I share all of that. But my Facebook is really where I make sure, because I know that that's my true family and friends circle and my past client circle, where Instagram and TikTok, you're really going to get new people coming in, or, you know, just reach a broad audience. But to be able to connect with your sphere, I just feel like Facebook is just kind of the bread and butter for me. So when I started doing these Facebook Live videos, it really was a game changer for me. And I learned that from another agent who was fresh out of college and built her entire real estate business on Facebook Live videos. So that was really a huge platform for me to take advantage of. And I still do with my real estate.
Larry, I don't think we've ever had anyone specifically talk about Facebook Live. So Haleigh, educate us.
Yeah, so I love talking about that because, you know, people don't realize how many people you can reach with a Facebook Live video. Even if some people think that they're only going to get a few views, people share that out if it has good information in it. So I started out doing pre-recorded videos, and that was a mistake. But the problem is that I reach, when I talk to other agents, is that they're not comfortable on video. And a lot of people aren't, and I wasn't. You know, I tell people I was not comfortable on video. I couldn't stand the sound of my own voice. You know, that's what everybody always says, or they're worried about messing up. So I started doing these pre-recorded videos that I quickly realized was just, it was holding me up, because I was constantly rewatching. I was trying to edit, you know what I mean? So then when I finally talked to the agent, her name is Seven Murdoch, and she was with EXP as well. And she said, you know, would you be willing to make a video for, you know, to build your business and to grow your business? And I was like, absolutely. But I was scared. So I think that the main thing that comes to Facebook Live videos, you can do really quick videos about what you're doing in the community. If you're at a local shop and you want to say, hey, they have really good donuts here at this new donut shop in Louisville, Kentucky. In a smaller, you know, part, like we're kind of on the outskirts of Louisville, and kind of share that with people. But my thing that I was doing on Facebook Live videos for the most part was trying to come on once or twice a week and just share valuable information and tell stories about what was going on in my business. So people are engaged with stories. If you just kind of sit there and talk about facts and things, they kind of get bored. It kind of loses their attention. So if you sit there on a Facebook Live video, you just want to be very natural, realize that people like relatable. They don't want the perfect, you know, if you mess up, you mess up, and people usually laugh at that and they like it. And they realize you're a real person and they want to work with you, because people want to work with relatable, you know, people that
so are these Facebook Live, I guess you just call it a Facebook Live video. It's not a show or a podcast. Do you just pop up? Okay, but do you pop up on your page, or is it a?
Yes. So you would just go to, like, if you were making a Facebook post, and it will give you an option to go live. And basically it's going to give you some options. It's going to tell you, you're going to go, you put a caption, you know, so if you're whatever you want to talk about that day, you just put kind of like an enticing caption that people might want to hear about, you know, like sometimes I'll be like, you won't believe what's going on in the market right now. You won't believe the interest rates, or what happened to me today with my sellers, kind of something that's going to make people click on it. And then the good thing about Facebook Live videos is typically it will notify everybody that you're going live. So that's great, because then it'll say Haleigh Booth is going live and people will click on it to see what I'm talking about. So that's what the difference is in just posting a video rather than going live. It's going to hit more people. So that is very, very easy and simple. It's just being able to be comfortable on video is really the thing that gets people.
And do you have keywords or hashtags or anything like that once it's recorded?
Not with Facebook, really. I try to use like super local hashtags if you're going to do hashtags on Facebook. So I'll do like Louisville, Kentucky, Kentucky realtor, Kentucky real estate, you know what I mean? Just keep them very localized so that you're not reaching a ton of people. Even though you want to get people who are relocating, they're going to probably be looking up Louisville, Kentucky if they're relocating.
We have there's an EXP agent in Asheville, North Carolina, and this is her. She was a Russian agent, is a Russian. She's an American, but with a Russian accent. Showed up here. She didn't know anything. She just started doing videos every single day about what's happening in Asheville, North Carolina. She has thousands of people, and she's built a business based on that.
Oh, yeah.
So there are different ways to build your business, and that's what's so cool about EXP. Is that whatever your personal interest is, that you can find the tools to use that, because you could use BombBomb is embedded within our EXP KV core system. You could use that. You could use TikTok. You could use Instagram. You don't need to use everything. You need to kind of zero in and do something.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
Doesn't
And that's
Facebook
been
have
what-
something to compete against Twitter right now? Something new?
Instagram has threads. I don't know if you all have heard that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same thing as Twitter. I got on it. I haven't really been using it, but I told myself that I was going to use it more for real estate, because with my Instagram and TikTok, it is more just family, funny, relatable content. Where if I was thinking I could do the threads, I could post more about like local things, you know, and try to get more local people. So I am trying to play around with that, but it is a new platform. So I'm trying to figure it out.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have you been an icon agent every year with EXP, or?
I did get it in 2020. And you know, transitioning in, I can't even remember exactly how many houses I sold that year, probably about 17. So, I mean, I capped, but you know, I was probably about halfway there to get to icon. And then I've capped every year since. So two years. And I'm looking at doing icon again for, I guess, 2024, probably.
So the difference between Keller Williams and EXP, I know it's got to be somewhat dramatic, but do you ever go through the numbers in your mind and say, wow, if I did the same amount of business at Keller Williams, this is what I would have been paid versus this is what I have now, plus I have stock, plus maybe revenue share, whatever.
Right. Yeah. So I don't run the specific numbers just because I'm not like an analytical numbers person naturally, but I do know like what I think about is I'm like, well, I have so much more opportunity with EXP, even as simple as just the split being less of a split. The stock program is amazing. I mean, even if you hit icon, being able to get $16,000 in stock back is pretty cool. I mean, I've heard of a lot of really inspiring stories from agents who really use that in a good way. And also the revenue share program and the model is so much different than Keller Williams. It really is life-changing if you do it correctly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Profit share versus revenue share.
Right.
You know, is a key component there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, what bothers me is a lot of people get the wrong idea of EXP because there are agents who they think are recruiting, but really for me, I want to share with other agents what I'm getting. You know, everybody, all of us, you know, should have the same opportunity as one another. And so if I'm coming to you to tell you about EXP, it's just going to be a place of, look, I was here. I'm going to tell you why I'm here. And I hope that you can, you know, reciprocate that. So, yeah.
Well, Keller Williams wanted you to recruit too. So did Coldwell Banker.
Right.
They all want you to recruit. They all give you some kind of a benefit for doing so.
Right.
But the way EXP does it, it's it's not like the person that if I recruited you and you came in under me, I wouldn't be getting any money from you whatsoever.
Mhm.
It would be coming from the company. And that's a very, very different model.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you don't have to feel like being recruited by an EXP person that you're paying them. You're making them a lot of money. You're making yourself more money. And along the way, that's why the EXP agents help each other, because we
Right.
all get better when we do that.
Well, at the
Exactly.
end of the day, all these companies have networks of agents. The difference perhaps with EXP is these agents are also fellow shareholders in the same company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I mean,
We're all
none of
trying
these
to
other
build each other up
companies
as a business
are
owner.
giving stock. You know, Compass did, and of course, then the stock went down.
Let's not beat them while they're down.
No, I mean, listen, EXP stock hasn't gone just in a straight line to the
No.
moon.
No.
No.
But it's been doing pretty well lately. And if you look at the comparison charts of the other publicly traded companies, I think by far we're the most profitable. I didn't even know United was a publicly traded company. They're eking out a small profit. I think everyone else is losing money right now. So let's talk about the market in Louisville right now with high interest rates and yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because we had the typical spring market, but I haven't had as much buyers, and I do know that is due to the higher interest rates. A lot of my buyers are either investors who they get rental properties, or they were needing to sell their house to downsize. But I haven't got a lot of buyers like I typically do. Really, most of my business this year has been listings, and that's people relocating, or it's people just like I said, having to move. So it has been an interesting market. It's still very low inventory, so we are still in a very, very strong seller's market here. And so that's a good thing for my sellers. And then of course, we are seeing a little bit more higher day on market depending on the location and the price point. But for the most part, I mean, it's a strong seller's market, and we're still seeing buyers come through and trying to get approved and hoping that these rates will drop. I mean, we were hoping after talking to my lender that these rates would drop to 4% by September, and now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no.
No,
That's
when
not
they
gonna
just
happen.
went up
Early,
yesterday.
that was an early prediction, that
Yeah.
was way before. And that's what I was telling people, I'm like, you can refinance, we're hoping that these rates will drop to 4% by fall. And now we're slowly creeping up on fall. And it's like, well,
Not gonna
it's
happen.
interesting.
So,
Jay
yeah.
Powell is a very intelligent man, but at this point he must be scratching his head. He goes, every time I increase the interest rate, that's fewer people that are going to sell their house, less inventory on the market, and a tight housing market already, and that's just going to push the prices higher, which is higher inflation, which means I have to push the rates even higher. When is this going to break?
I know.
I mean,
During the election cycle, when they get off, Hunter Biden's laptop and get on to the economy, and talking about real things that we really need, that's when the adjustment will be, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so too. I could see that.
I think your timing is about right.
And
Unfortunately.
I'm either right or wrong,
No, yeah,
how
I
it
mean, I
works,
think we have
though.
another year or so
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
pain. It's definitely a
Yeah.
pain point.
Yeah. There's one of the presidents that was getting advice. I think it was during the early times when there was the market had crashed, and he said, one economist tells me this, and on the other hand, another economist tells me this. He said, I'm looking for a one-handed economist. So, because it's it's not a science. There's a bit of interpretation and guessing, and we're in such a different world now than we've ever been. So we don't know how people are going to react. It becomes very local. And I think you're probably seeing that, Haleigh, as we are here.
Yeah.
There are people that want to downsize. There are people who have lost their jobs and need to sell. There are people who got other jobs and they have to move. So those properties are going to come on the market. I'd be curious about what's happening in your market. This is a theory that I hold, that in up markets and down markets, we still sell about the same number of houses. I know it's been down a little bit the last couple of years, but it's about the same number of houses. It's just either for more money or less money. So if you're a working agent, go out and get some of those houses, or get the buyers who are going to get the houses. It's the
Right.
same thing. It doesn't help you at all to sit in your office and say, oh, the market's bad. Interest rates go up. I shouldn't go out and talk to people.
Oh
You
no, yeah. I'm big on Ricky Carruth. I love Ricky Carruth, and his statement that he makes about there's closings every day. I really hold that tight. And I'm like, if there's a down market, I don't care, because even in a down market, there's closings every day.
Yeah.
So you need to go after
Yeah.
it and do it. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not, if you sitting there, somebody else is going to be getting the deal anyways. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I mean, whether you're good at, I always tell people, you know, find what you're good at, because I have a great agent friend who's really good at cold calling, and I'm not, but he is a beast on the phone and he can do it. And so I'm like, and he's not good at social media. And so we kind of joke about, you know, kind of going back and forth and helping each other. But you know, he sells about the same as me, and he does from cold calling as I do from social media. So it's really cool to just realize that you can grow your business however you feel fit, as long as you're doing something every day.
So
Key
Haleigh,
point.
you realized early on that being on a team wasn't for you, and being solo was, why do you think, what was the reason that a team wasn't right for you?
The reason for me is when I realized how much work I was putting into, you know, getting my own clients. And when I was getting my own clients, you know, for me, I just felt I was generating all my own business, and I thought I can do this on my own, you know? So that was really the turning point for me, is that and the other thing on my team is, like, I couldn't do listings because just my team lead, the team owner, she said, you know, she wanted to do like 40 before I could list a house. And as a new agent, you know how long that could take, you know? So I had listing referrals coming in, and I'm like, I don't want to give these away. I want to learn. I want to grow. I don't want to wait, you know, a few years. And all of a sudden I'm learning how to list houses. I wanted to jump right in. And so, and that's why I was nervous to do it, but I did it, and I do not regret anything, because it was the best decision I could have ever made.
Yeah, so it's the restrictions, and you find that EXP is more of a platform where you can do what you want to do and grow your business the way you want to grow it.
Right. I mean, it was everything from the flexibility, the technology. I mean, I sat down with Stephanie Gillizan, who, you know, I signed up under, and she is amazing. I don't know if I mean, sure you all know who she is, but I mean, she's just done so much, and I really look up to her. And so her telling me the business model of EXP, and she was at Keller Williams for a while, and it just sounded like I was excited about it, you know, just hearing everything about the tools that we have at EXP and everything that you can do to make money other than selling houses. I was excited about it.
So I didn't catch her name. It doesn't matter. But she called you, she texted you.
I reached out to her, and you know, I was kind of like at a slower time in my business, and I was, you know, feeling that kind of rut, and I was like, I don't want to be on a team. I need to figure something out. And so I started looking at our local market and seeing what agents had the higher price listings, because I feel like that's what you kind of strive for, you know, is to get the higher luxury listings. And so I saw her over and over again. I mean, even a couple listings in the same day, $1 million listings. So I reached out to her, and, you know, we had a meeting, and it was, she had me from there. And so, yeah.
Well, I think what you just said there, Haleigh, is significant, and it's the key to being a successful agent, is that you're looking for ways to grow your business, grow
Right.
your network, grow your life, as your background says. And if you are an entrepreneurial spirit, like obviously you are, it doesn't matter whether you're using Facebook or TikTok or door knocking. Door knocking, we've had people who are successful just doing door knocking. Doesn't matter what you do. You just have to do something. You have to be talking to people. You have to be interested, and you have to be sharing.
Yep. And I think that's why there's such a high failure rate in real estate, is because people, they see someone doing really well and they're like, well, this looks easy, I can do this. And even I'm guilty of, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I, for some reason, thought once I got my real estate license, my phone was just going to be ringing. I want to buy a
Right.
house. You know what I mean? And you quickly realize, okay, this is a lot harder than I thought. So I think that that's why there's such a high failure rate, is because people don't realize what it takes and what work you really need to put in to put yourself out there when you're competing against, everybody knows at least 5 realtors, right? So you have
Oh
to stay
boy.
top of mind somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Doesn't mean they
500.
know 5
Or
good ones.
500, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the people that reach out to me on a daily basis that want to get their license, and I'm like, I will help in any way. I would love to help everybody succeed. I just, it's not just a walk in the park like a lot of people think it is, you know.
Yeah.
I think
And what do you think about EXP for a new agent?
So that was the other thing too. I had a lot of people tell me, well, EXP might not be good for a newer agent. And when I joined, I am under a group. Jay Nelson runs a group out of Nashville. And we also have Grow Global as well. And these are groups that are mastermind groups. So we can literally get on these mastermind calls every single week, and we collaborate. We talk about what's working, what's not working. We welcome all new agents in. And I've had a lot of, I mean, I owe a lot of my success to that group as well. Because I was a newer agent, as a new solo agent coming into EXP. I learned something new from that meeting every single day to utilize in my business. I do not miss those meetings. So now we have, of course, like I said, every Tuesday we get on just for 1 hour. We all get on a Zoom call. We all collaborate. And these are agents all over the world. And then we have Grow Global as well. Same thing. We talk about different topics, you know, anywhere from how to get your first listing, how to, you know, everything, broad spectrum. So to somebody who says EXP might not be for a new agent, I would highly disagree, because all of the collaboration and masterminds we have to help.
but you have to realize that they're there, and you have to go looking for them.
Yes.
Again, it's you have to take personal action. Another one that what you're really talking about there, Haleigh, is accountability. You are
Yes.
accountable to that group, and the group is accountable to you. I've had an accountability partner, not the same person, over my 14 years. And every morning, 8:30 to 9 o'clock, I have a conversation with whoever that person is.
Mhm.
And it just gets you bump started in the morning. You're thinking the right thoughts, and you have the right attitude. And that's so much better than talking to someone who goes, oh, woe is me. You know, why
Yeah.
is this happening to me? You don't want any of those people anywhere near you, including family, you know,
Oh yeah.
who may say negative things to you, like,
Oh
aren't
yeah.
you afraid? Well, no, I'm
Yeah,
not.
you need a huge support system. And I agree with that, because I've had family members who are like, well, what if the market crashes, or what if you don't sell? And I'm like, I don't look at that. I don't look at what ifs. I'm on the closings are every single day. I'm on that path. So, you know, it's like I try not to listen to all that you know, negativity and what ifs. I mean, honestly, there's what ifs in any job that you do. There's always a what if. I mean, people who could get laid off, you could have a solid career for years and get laid off. So I don't look into the what ifs at all.
Well, or you change the what if. What if I'm hugely successful today?
Yep.
Okay, so let's slide over to mindset, because that's a mindset.
Yes.
And, you know, and asking yourself good questions every day. You know, if something goes wrong, and you ask yourself, why does this happen to me? Your brain's going to give you answers for that. But if you ask yourself, same situation, you say, what can I do right now that this will never happen? The brain's going to give you answers for that. Ask better questions.
Yep.
Get a better solution from that, and keep your mind in a positive mindset.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting near the end, but I have a question about new construction in the Louisville market. Do you find more new construction selling versus an older home? Because people are locked into low interest rates or don't want to take out a high interest rate or a higher interest rate mortgage.
Yeah, and we have a lot of new construction here now. So yeah, I mean, I
So
there's a
that
lot.
answers the question. Yes,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
the only house you can buy is a new one.
yeah, pretty much. And I mean, that's it, but you're going to be paying a lot more just because materials are so much more. So, you are better off still in this market getting a resold home if you want to get the square footage for what you're paying for.
Can you think of anything that we didn't ask you that you think it has been helpful to you as you've grown your business? Like, I think every agent is all different, but everybody has their own secret sauce. What's your secret sauce?
I mean, my secret sauce is just being able to connect with everybody, whether that be virtually, like we're talking about, or in person. Just being able to have that compassion and caring about people. It really shows a difference in how you do business,
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's there's so many great business phrases, but nobody knows how much you care until you show them how you care, or something like that.
Yes.
People will only care for you if you're showing them that you care for them.
No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
There you go.
There you go. I love all of that kind of stuff, and I think it's important. Haleigh, how will people get in touch with you? They're going to Louisville, or they're already in Louisville and they want to go somewhere else. How would people get in touch with you?
So you can go to my Facebook, Haleigh Booth, or Haleigh Booth Realtor. I should pop right up. I have my Instagram is just Haleigh.Booth with 2 H's at the end. And I have a link in there to my website, but it's just basically a home searching website. So the best way would probably be to get to my business page that has my cell phone number on there, and it has my email. So Haleigh Booth Realtor is all it is.
That's excellent. Haleigh, it's been such a pleasure to have you here on the eXponential Files.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Your story is like so many icon agents, where you came into this business, you're using the tools, you're finding people to work with, and you're thinking positively. Thank you for sharing your story with us on the eXponential Files.
Anytime.
It's been Haleigh. Great. And our host and big time guy here is James Lowenster. I'm Larry Laufer, and thanks again to Haleigh Booth.
Like us and subscribe.
Thank
The
you.
eXponential Files will be here next week.